In the movie starting, we see a truck arrived at a location where people were disembarking and beginning to load arms supplies. A Chinese MMS member received information about this and informed his team leader named Chao that 5,000 tokens were being sent to Korea. Chao ordered an immediate stop to the truck, but the police attempt to intervene failed, resulting in a deadly gunfight with several officers killed. The Chinese MMS director captured the arms in charge and reveals that North Korea had not requested the arms. The junior agent revealed that the arms were being sent to South Korea. The director killed the arms in charge. Chao proposed taking his team to Korea, but the director warned him about the risk of capture. Instead, the director suggested sending a rookie agent as a sacrificial pawn to resolve the situation, expressing that a young graduate had already been lost in the process. Chao asked what if the rookie succeeded in the mission. The director responded that if the rookie succeeded, he would consider grooming her, but not to expect much, as the primary mission was essential to be a sacrifice. We see a man named Woo Suhan is sneaking in a room and got caught by a police officer. She asked him what is he doing by turning lights off. She gives him money and thanked him indirectly for paying her son's hospital bill. Suddenly, the landlord entered the room. Suhan quickly hid the money and claimed that he had paid it by the previous day by check. The officer advises Suhan not to worry about her family and then departed. Meanwhile, Cha met with rookie officer Wong Iri, briefing her about the mission and revealing her new identity as Yoo Da-hee and warns her she might die in this mission. Cha meets the NIS team manager during a game and requests an unofficial favor. If the manager agrees, he will arrange a meeting with a Russian informer. The manager asks Cha to send his officer to him. Observing their interaction, the anchor on screen suggests that they kiss to celebrate the relationship as a gay couple. Embarrassed, both Cha and the manager quickly leave the scene. The NIS manager meets Suhan and asks to rent the office for $5,000. Suhan, recalling previous issues with annoying calls, inquires if the manager is affiliated with an intelligence agency. The manager shuts him up and adds $2,000 to the rent, instructing Suhan to clean the office thoroughly. While walking, the manager sees a baby stroller in danger of being hit by a car and rushes to save it. After rescuing the stroller, he is struck by a truck. Turns out the baby was actually a puppy. On the next day, Dahi's superior told her that she'll meet a covered agent for unofficial help and not reveal the collaboration. Dahi meets Suhan, who, before she can ask for water, gulps down an entire water bottle and inquires about the reason for her visit, suspecting it might be related to a cheating boyfriend. Dahi responds by asking if he is unfamiliar with Captain. Suhan, misunderstanding and thinking she means the NIS manager, admitting that he only knows him vaguely and doesn't even know his name. Dahi then asks what Suhan heard the previous day. Suhan explains that he was told to use the space to eliminate some pests. Dahi tells him this is not an assassination but rather an operation to gather intelligence. Suhan, shocked hearing assassination, considering it might be a misunderstanding, is swayed by the money. He retracts his earlier statement, assures Dahi of his cooperation, and forcibly takes the money from her. Dahi asks for the briefing room and Suhan directs her towards the White Fort. She questions about the security measure, to which Suhan replies it's okay since barely anyone comes by. Dahi reveals about their first target, SIM Champ Park Dushi, a rare earth element importer from China. Suddenly a woman enters. Dahi tries to hide the board but hits her head. Suhan orders to make coffee and Dahi asks where she can get it. Suhan tells her to buy it herself. Dahi requests to find her child Dorothy, turns out to be a dog. Suhan suggests he consult a pet detective. In return for helping her find Dorothy, the woman offers Suhan gold. He agrees for it. Dahi informs Park that 5,000 tokens were smuggled from China recently. Suhan suggests that the police should handle the firearms check. Dahi responds that the police won't act due to lack of evidence, so they need to intervene themselves. She reveals her plan to dance with Park at Tango Cafe in Gangnam to extract his phone, which Suhan will then close. Suhan confirms he can do it as it's illegal. When Suhan asks if Dahi knows how to tango, she says she knows the basics and will meet him at the cafe tomorrow. Suhan tells Dahi to come in a dress, prompting her to ask why. Suhan explains that she not wear swimsuit while swimming. The tango teacher explained that a dress is only needed for competition and asks if Dahi has anything comfortable to wear. A needle won't let go of Dahi, so she pulls down his pants and embarrasses him into leave. She then takes the chance to dance with Park and slips his phone into Suhan's pocket. Suhan goes to the restroom and discovers that Park is using a flip phone. He also finds a message to Mr. Jeon threatening to call the police if he doesn't answer by the end of the day. After returning, Suhan struggles to put the phone back into his pocket due to his shaking hips. Suddenly, the phone starts ringing and he manages to slip it back into his pocket. Park steps outside to take the call. He is injected by an unknown person and dies at the cafe. The officer asks if they know each other. They both give different answers and Suhan says they met today. The officer then asks why they are both dressed up. Suhan jokes about Dahi's attire and Dahi shuts him up. The officer explains that Park's death was due to a heart attack and they are being questioned because the cafe staff found him suspicious. The officer lets them go, but the detective squad chief orders them to be monitored closely. In the car, Dahi asks about cloning the phone and Suhan complains he can't because it's a flip phone. Dahi inquires about the call logs and Suhan reveals that there was a message to someone named Jeon threatening to call the cops if Jeon wasn't reachable. Dahi tells her superior that her partner might not be be an agent, but the superior explained that his talent is why his code name is Amazing. In the hospital, the NIS manager lies in bed. The doctor assumes he attempted suicide due to his viral kissing video, labeling him as gay and decides to save him at all costs. In the office, Da-hee tells Suhan that the rodeo mob boss was killed last night and suggests they investigate. She asks if he knows anyone connected to that word and says he can return the advance if not. Suhan replies that it costs $2,000. Mentions the person is an expert fortune teller. After meeting the man, Da-hee realizes they have actually seen a fortune teller. Suhan explains that he is an insider, well known among gangsters. Da-hee asks if he knows anything about trying to procure guns. The fortune teller reveals that rodeo has a strong grip in Gangnam and could legally disrupt the rivals with leaked intel. He also mentions that the only conflict in Korea is with the vicious X clan. If it was them, anything's possible. Da-hee speculates that smuggler might start a gang war, and since rodeo won't budge, they could provoke the X clan. After meeting the clan boss, arrest him, but a masked man arrives and assassinates him. Da-hee notices a bullet wound on Suhan's chest, but it turns out to be his spit. He takes the clan boss phone with her. Da-hee asks if he knows any hacker to unlock the phone, and Suhan says he doesn't. Da-hee offers an extra $10,000 for the job. After meeting hackers, duo asks him to unlock the phone and search for information on Tokarev or similar arms dealer. Hacker locates a call log from a broker 3 days ago and provides the address to Da-hee, indicating that it is located in Seoul. On the way, Da-hee urged Suhan to hurry because she had consumed expired juice. Arriving at the stop, Da-hee used the restroom while the police investigating the ex-clan boss murder and identified the duo in CCTV footage. Da-hee discovered her body and determined it had been dead for 3 days due to blisters. Upon checking the victim's room, they found an ID card revealing he was Kim Yong-gu, security head of Mukbang International, whose executive director is Jeon-hoon. Suhan remembered Jeon-hoon was threatened by Park when he checked his phone. The duo learned about a party for overseas adoptees at Alvin Hotel the next day. At a food truck, a woman with an incredible figure ordered food and advised Suhan to take some since she had ordered too much. As they left, they were watched by a hidden camera, leading NIS to discover Da-hee's true identity, and China planned to send her as a sacrifice and realized Suhan was not one of their agents. Suhan was playing Doo-ho when he expressed concern about being caught by Doo-ho's mother. Doo-ho reassured him that she would be late. However, she arrived early, stopped the game, and told Suhan to stay away from Doo-ho. She warned that if Doo-ho learned Suhan had left his father to die, he would be heartbroken. The Korean mercenary leader was practicing with partner Yuri when their junior Xiaorong arrived. They advised Xiaorong to go to the ER the next day to avoid any impact on his performance. The next day, detective squad chief arrived at the station in his new car, calling an officer to remember. He then met his squad member who informed him they had found a body. Upon arriving at the hotel, she asked him if he reported Kim Yong-gu's body. He reassures her that he used a payphone to avoid detection. Meanwhile, the police finds Suo's ID at the house. At the party, when Jeon enters, Da-hee asks Jeon-hoon where they were adopted. Suan claims to know to English and introduces himself as Carlos Feliciano from Puerto Rico, with Da-hee as Olga Feliciano to Jeon. Jeon's secretary inquires if they immigrated after adoption to the US, noting there is no record of adoption from Puerto Rico. The duo says yes. Before leaving, Da-hee places a bug on Jeon's coat while hugging him. The ex-clan arrives and Sharon recognizes Suhan as the person who broke his nose. The ex-clan attacks Jeon but is overpowered by his bodyguards. Despite knowing Jeon is their cause killer, the clan proceed with an arms deal at midnight. Afterwards, Sharon reports that the man who broke his nose is wearing a tablecloth. Jeon recognizes him as a Puerto Rico guy. Hearing all of this, Da-hee tells Suhan they've been owed and need to leave, but they are intercepted by Jeon's guards. The duo fights and defeats the guard but is caught by Yuri. They are then brought before Jeon. Jeon asks the duo why they are there. Suhan explains they were searching for Kim Yong-gu after Da-hee tried to scam him but ended up being scammed, instead making it a double scam. Jeon questions them why they were present at the X-Clan HQ during the boss shooting. Suhan responds they led after seeing Kim Kozla. Jeon notes they must have seen more and questions them further. They each blame the other and Suhan attempts to leave but is stopped. Jeon saying he will let Suhan go if he does him a favor. At the police station in the car, Suhan sees the police woman. The guards order him to kill everyone at the station in exchange for Da-hee's life. Suhan kills the guard, takes their car and drives to the Elvin Hotel. After arriving at the hotel, Suhan couldn't find Da-hee and was subsequently captured by police officer and taken to the station. During the interrogation, NIS agent visited Suhan and showed him a photo of Da-hee, asking if he knew her. Suhan identifies her as Yoo Da-hee. They informed that she was a Chinese MMS agent and that they couldn't help him because he was responsible for his action. When Suhan asked why they hadn't stopped the arms smuggling, she was sent as a sacrifice and it wasn't their job to help a foreign agent. The police asked what he had discovered. Suhan asked them to come closer and took the officer's gun and demanded the squad chief car's key, threatening to harm the officer otherwise. The chief warned that the gate officer would stop him since he wasn't the driver, but the officer let him through with a smile. Suhan later contacted the hacker to find the company's building on Yangprong, Route 6. The hacker identified two warehouses and one in Guksu country, matching the Guksu noodles Da-hee had mentioned. John reveals about his plan to make the firearms usage alloy to trash those who voice starts without any skills, where people will only brutally kill and be killed, a heart surgery for South Korea. Suhan saves Da-hee, and before they can explain, they encounter Xiaorong. She uses a spray to defend himself, causing Xiaorong severe pain in his eye. The duo manages to get away but faces Xiaorong again later. Suhan fights and defeats him. Xiaorong then reaches Yuri and the mercenary leader Jeon, who sends X-Clan guards to capture Suhan and Da-hee. The duo kill all the X-Clan guards and Jeon men, but before they can leave, Da-hee is captured by the X-Gang boss, but she frees herself. Suhan can use his gun. The mercenary leader arrives and fights him. Suhan kills him. As they are about to leave, Yuri confronts them, drops his gun, and challenges Suhan to a duel by throwing a knife. Suhan accidentally shoots and kills Yuri. Upon leaving, Jeon offers Suhan a chance to start a revolution. Dai clarifies that Jeon plans to flood Korea with guns. Suhan asks for more detail, and Jeon explains that they aim to eliminate those corrupting Korea's voting system. Later, Suhan is in prison with the ex-gang boss, who orders his men to dump him in the toilet. Meanwhile, NIS agent meets Suhan and offers him a covert agent position. They explain that their superiors are blessed with the case resolution and that they have a new quest for a joint operation with China. Suhan initially refused due to his near-death experience. However, when offered $100,000 upfront and another payment upon mission completion, Suhan agrees immediately. In the pediatric cancer ward, a nurse asked to sign to schedule the surgery date and mentioned that someone had already paid for it. Suhan arrived at a meeting place where Da-hee was shocked to see him. Team leader Chow introduced Suhan as Da-hee partner for the mission, saying that Agent Ama's disappearance might be linked to the missing Dorothy case. Chow revealed that Dorothy was a former KGB informant who was supposed to deliver intel from North Korea but is now missing. The NIS agent added that the intel was embedded in a micro SD card inside a gold bar. When Da-hee asked Suhan about the gold bar, he said he had sold it. Chow then proposed disguising as a couple to infiltrate the location where the captives might be held. On the ship, she inquires about text which he says was not about Dorothy. She scolds him for selling the gold bar, and he retorts that she didn't know the SD card was held and it would be melted by now. Suhan then receives a call from the ship captain, who reveals he is behind them and questions their heavy clock and assures them they'll find out if they can reach their destination by boat soon. In the hospital, doctors think NIA's manager might be in BDSM, and hearing his constant suicidal thought, nurse said about founding his family when the lady came claiming to be his wife. The man doubts her because of her overly old face. During the argument, manager tries to run away but hit by the van again. Film ends.